Hi, I'm Brian with Stance Caddy, and this is our quick start guide. The first thing you want to do is measure your shoulder width. To do this, we need to find the joint in the shoulder, between the arm and the shoulder. It's easy to do. Just you can take your finger here and then raise your arm, and you can kind of feel where there's an indentation where the two meet. Now we measure here because this is the pivot point of the arm in the golf swing. So we want to make sure we're measuring there, not on the outside of the arm. To get the measurement, take Stance Caddy and fold it out like this. We've got two measurement pointers, one here on the white piece and one here on the black piece. Now what you're going to do is lean forward and take a measurement on both sides of the shoulders. And it may be easier to have someone help you. It's a little hard to see, but I know that my measurement is 16. So my shoulder width is 16 inches. I'm 6 feet tall. Stance Caddy supports anything from 12 to 20 in terms of shoulder width. After you know your number, you're going to use that for every club in the bag. So you set it up for a hitting configuration at your number. You're going to set it down on the mat in front of you. And next I'm going to show you how we align Stance Caddy and then where we put our feet and where we put the ball. I now have Stance Caddy set up on the mat. It's set at 16 inches, which is my shoulder width, and we're ready to hit. The one thing we need to do now is actually align to the target. So grab an alignment stick or a club and go ahead and point that towards the flag or whatever you're aiming at down the range. Once that's set up, you're going to come around to Stance Caddy, and I have a 5-iron in my hand. And what we want to do is make sure that this top bar here is parallel to the target line. So this isn't quite parallel. Just tweak it a little bit here. So now it's parallel to the target line. And the Stance Caddy is far enough away from the ball line, the target line, that when I set up, my toes are going to be an inch or two off of the Stance Caddy. This helps us make sure we visually see where we're standing. Once we're set up, we can go ahead and remove that there. To start, there's this line here on the front of the Stance Caddy with a heel up against it. You're going to put your toe or your foot up against this line, not this bar, but this line, and then flare it out a quarter turn. This footprint, the logo, and the front of Stance Caddy are all at that same angle, so it gives you a nice visual. So your front foot is always going to be in the same spot. Now for the 5-iron, my back foot, I'm going to set up directly in line with the icon here for the 5-iron. What this does is it sets my center of my heels at exactly 16 inches. So that measurement we took earlier, now I'm set up with the exact measurement for my heels. And the ball is always going to be straight out from this ball marker. So we have a little marker here. The ball is always straight out. And now with the 5-iron, I get set up. And with the 5-iron, I'm also square. My toes are actually in line and square. And I'm ready to go. If we talk about the wedge, with the wedge, you're bringing your feet together, closer. And now the outside of my heels are shoulder width apart. My toe, I want to always be the same distance off of Stance Caddy for both toes to keep the angles. And with the wedge, what it's doing is it's opening your stance and it's changing the ball position relative to your body in the target line, so it's more in the middle of my stance as I stand and address the ball. So one of two ways to do this. You can either move the ball up and back in your stance, or you open and close your stance, which is the way Hogan did it. So now you're ready to hit down on the ball and get a nice wedge shot. And what you do is you'll progress through the clubs as you move all the way back to the driver. Now with the driver, your stance is close to the target line. And what this does is it gives you more time to come around, hit the ball. You'll bottom out before you get to the ball because we want to be hitting up on the ball with the driver. And this gives us a greater opportunity hitting up on the ball and having the clubs face more square to the target line when we're hitting the driver. We hope this helps you get started with Stance Caddy as quickly as possible. If you have any questions, you can always contact us at support@stancecaddy.com.